What's up, guys? It's Demented Caliber here.
With S13 the Beast.
And Terror Storm, the little with an attitude. And I went to the vape shop today, got two things. I got a bottle, a 240 milliliter bottle, this is a big bottle, of VFB Liquids Morning Fire. And what'd you call it, babe? What'd you say it was?
It's like raisin cinnamon swirl toast.
Yeah, so that's exactly what it tastes like. I don't know the actual name of it, so. And I also got this. It is the Aspire Speeder.
Beater.
With the Athos tank. Athos? Arthos? I don't know. I just say Athos tank. And, well, it's pretty good. Alright, so let's get into this review real quick. You can smell the cinnamon in that. It smells really good. I give that a 10 out of 10. So, taste. It tastes like the toast she is talking about. I've had it before. It's really good. Not my favorite e-juice, but it's not that bad. So I give it a solid 8 out of 10. And the clouds. Piece of those watching me blow clouds. Not bad, a solid 9. And today's topic for Modmouth is, well, stay away from gas station e-juices. So I'll let Beast take the stand on this one.
Yeah, really what it is about is the gas station e-juices are not premium e-juices. I know you probably when you get into vaping and people around vaping knows what they hear the term premium e-juice. What that is they primarily only have the basic ingredients for e-juice, which is vegetable glycerin, propylene glycol, artificial flavorings, and like nicotine if you use nicotine or not. The gas station ones they have more. They have added preservatives because they're how they make them. They know they're going to be on the shelf a long time because they're on like a different spectrum of grading. So what they do is they'll add preservatives in there to add shelf life. Well, when they do this, it causes a lot of issues. That's where this whole thing of like popcorn lung comes from. Different grades like that. Number two, and another thing is they don't have a good grading scale for what they have the nicotine levels at, and a lot of them actually use tobacco extract, or yeah, the leaf extract, to actually make the e-juice. So these are different like reasons why to stay away from them because they're not quality, and you want a quality juice to vape, even if it doesn't really matter the consistency of it because that really depends on your what you're going to be using it for. Like majority of today's time, you're going to be getting what 70-30, 20-80, and 90-10 around that
Yeah.
area. So I mean that's really what your options are. I mean you can find other mixes or whatever, but those are going to be they're not as widely available as they used to be.
Well, they're not widely as available at vape shops. You can usually typically find them online.
Yeah, yeah,
And typically, with the way technology goes, you're not going to be using a 50-50 anyways because most coil heads can handle a 70-30.
right.
So you still have your PG there, but you're also getting a lot more clouds.
Right.
Because a lot of things people fail to see is VG is what creates your clouds.
Yep.
I mean, you do an all PGE juice, no VG, and it's so thin, you can run it through tanks, but the clouds, they're going to be little to none.
Hmm.
So, but I don't know if this is the official process of how they make the tobacco flavor e juices, but I was told that gas station e juices actually use what is it called? Tobacco leaves, and they
Yeah.
they get tobacco extracts. So, I mean,
So
that's pretty much all I have on that matter.
yeah, I mean, they're just not up to par really. I mean, and the nicotine scale is a little hard to figure out. I mean, most of them are done by percentages. I mean, you could do it if you want to do the math of it, whatever. But how it's set up in the premium juice and what normally goes on with vape shops is by milligrams, and it's a little easier to kind of go by that spectrum more so than by percentages.
Yeah.
Um, and number two, uh, they don't really specify in the bottle about like what the percentage is like per volume, or is it like they don't really specify. So it's all like real vague.
Yeah, and it's really hard to understand especially if you're a new vapor. I think milligrams is the way to go, and I think even some of the gas station juices are starting to go to milligrams.
Yeah, well, that brings up a point. Like, I do know over at the gas station over here, they started actually carrying a premium juice line, which is a little on the lower end of premium, but it's still just it's a vaporon or something like that, and it doesn't have any added preservatives or anything, and it is a sub ohm consistency, which is like a 2080 blend,
80/20.
80/20, yeah, and then it's not bad. The only thing about it is it's got artificial sweetener in it, which is the only thing that's different. And what it does is it um, will clog up your coils a lot faster.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, you gotta when you're looking at e-juice, you want to research your e-juices. I mean, it's not really that. I mean, you can Google search a freaking brand name, and then they'll be able to pop up, and you'll see their website, see what they're about. Um, you'll see reviews on it and such. Definitely, in your vape shop, they'll tell you. They can do it by even like if you even just bought a bottle, they can like look at it. They're not gonna. Well, I mean, they shouldn't make a big deal about it, but if you didn't buy from there. But most vape shops, they usually have a house brand or house line, which is something they made, or they have somebody that's local that's making it for them, or they'll have premium juice from bigger actual e-juice vendors. Um, so, I mean, that's the best option to go for, is because they're going to have the best options out there.
Yeah.
You can also look for deals because there's going to be vaping deals for juice. There's always deals for juice because they don't have preservatives, so they have to sell it in a certain amount of time. So if they could have like clearance, um, don't ever be like shy about asking. To me, I think it's a good thing to go and ask and be like, "Hey, do you have any deals going on?" So, I mean, it's kind of how I go about it.
Yeah. But talking about the Aspire Speeder,
Yeah.
it's sort of like the Wismac Predator. Which Beast, you have the Wismac Predator. So you just hold
I
it up
do.
here, and they kind of look alike. They kind of
Yeah.
favor each other. Although I think this is a slightly newer mod, so this favors the Predator a little bit more. But
Yeah.
it's got a nice little lock on the bottom, which I think is a really smart design compared to what we've
Mhm.
seen with Smock and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
This is not a bad design. I actually kind of like this design, but it's
Mhm.
always good just to have that extra security.
Yeah.
Now, how long will this bottom latch actually last? Well, that's to be determined.
The only thing that I see as an issue, and I don't know if this is an issue, it's going to be on the speeder. This is something that I've noticed on the Wismac version, is because the door goes up in like that with the lock. I like the security of it because I don't have to worry about it ever not losing connection. But the venting, it doesn't really vent heat too well because it's really what it is these
Yeah,
little vent holes on the bottom.
it's the same issue with the speeder.
It is.
Yeah.
You kind of feel it heating up a bit when you hit it.
Yeah. Well, that's just the heat transferring from the atomizer to the actual thing itself. Because if you take a look at it, the body of a mod, whether it be mechanical or regulated, it's acting as a huge ass heat sink. So I mean,
Nice.
heat's going to be a factor, but you also have to look at, are you chain vaping the fuck out of it?
You know,
But I think, and I actually got mine. I don't know how much he got his Predator for, but I got my speeder for $50, and that was on sale. So that's another thing. Keep an eye out for mod sales.
and there it goes, right there. It's firing now, but there was what the Wismex problem was.
And let's see at the top of your 510 connection.
Mine's the new style. That's what the problem is. But the problem is what they did. All they did was change this part instead of being it all the way across, right?
Yeah.
They put it right here where this actually goes over top of it, trying to keep it in. But yeah, it used to look like that. But yours is different because they changed the top of the top of it to make it look like it was more secure. But all they did was just change the top of it to where it looks like it's in there. But really, in the internals, it's still pressed.
Yeah.
So when you're screwing this and tightening it down, and your tank, obviously moves a bit. I mean, like you're gonna move it and switch it off when you're filling it and all that stuff. That just pulls up on the 510 connection, which loosens the connector.
Yeah, and I think they really should go back to. They should really go back to the drawing board. Wismec should.
So like, just a second ago, I had to undo it, re-screw it back on because I was having atomizer short.
Yeah, and that's no good in a mod.
No, I just
When you're a big company like Wismac, you need to sort that shit out.
I just don't understand where they thought a pressed mod or a pressed 510 would be a good idea. Because that it's a 200-watt box mod. It goes up to 225, I think it is, some odd number like that.
Mm-hmm.
And but it's a 200-watt box mod, regardless of which. 2 battery. People are going to want. Look at people who want to use RDAs. You're going to want that power to be able to push your RDA, right? What happens when you got obviously it's going to have to be a dripper style unless you do like an RDTA, but so you're going to be taking that top cap off, right? So you're going to be pulling it and pulling it and pulling it, and that's just going to freaking ruin.
Yeah, well then you have to look at this note. I tried taking the 510 pin out to see something, but here's slightly protruding. When you have something that protrudes like that, I don't know if you can see that, but you get the idea. It's going to wreak havoc on your 510 pin.
Yeah.
You'll take a look at something like the Shigeli Chaos.
Yeah.
And it's got a screwed in 510 connector. I don't know why Wismec thinks that they still need to use that pressed in shit. That was their biggest issue on the fucking RX 200 was the 510 connector.
Yep.
And yet they still use that god awful design.
They got the cheap tool to make it. That's what
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
You're selling mods. We're giving Smock a little credit here. This thing, I think I paid like $89 for it. This thing is built like a fucking tank. Yet Wismec's mods are around the same fucking price, and it's like a third grader made it.
Yeah. I mean, granted, they got some good freaking options.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing. Hang on, Beast. This is also a pressed-in connection. So why is this lasting, but Wismec's isn't? All this is held in with, I don't even think it's screwed in. I think it's held in with epoxy. Which, speaking of smoke, I actually seen this in a vape group that I'm in. Guy had an alien, his fucking 510 connector came out. Yeah.
That's embarrassing.
So yeah. But I think that's crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I mean, you're a mass company. Fix your shit. I think we pretty much said all we needed to say.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to S13 the Beast and S13's Tarot Storm. You're watching YouTube videos? Yeah, she's watching YouTube videos. Anyways, guys, this is the Storm family signing out.